Now, drugs giant Pfizer has forecast lower than expected 2026 profits on flat sales. The company is trying to rebuild its pipeline as patents expire. Pfizer now expects total revenue of between $59.5 and $62.5 billion. Weaker COVID vaccine sales account for much of the drop. The latest outlook from the company comes as major pharma groups are facing a cliff edge as many valuable drug patents expire. Bloomberg estimates that around $314 billion in sales will be affected over the next 5 years. Now, one possible solution for companies looking to boost revenue as their patents expire is licensing deals with Chinese drug developers. Such deals are expected to total more than $100 billion in 2025. Now, Matt Maley is Chief Market Strategist at Miller Tabak & Co. I asked him just how significant this patent cliff is likely to be.
We're going to have, $300 billion of revenue that will be at risk by 2030. And this will include more than 70 products that will be coming off patent. So these companies are trying to make up for that in certain ways, acquisitions, and, they're trying to cut costs, as we saw from the announcement out of Pfizer today. But this is going to be a little bit of an uphill battle. The healthcare group overall looks quite good to me, but the drug stocks, the specific drug stocks, are going to have a little bit tougher row to hoe.
Yeah, very interesting time. We're also seeing companies like Pfizer getting involved in licensing deals with Chinese labs and drug companies. Yale Pharma, I think, is the latest one. And a lot of that is, I suppose, about investing early in a company that shows promise. Could that mitigate some of the concerns around the patent cliff?
That will certainly help, and it's definitely a transition they've been making for a while now. So it's not like these companies haven't seen this coming. So they are definitely making some efforts to change this. And it's interesting too, because some of these stocks, or the stocks of these companies, are interesting because they're cheap. I mean, you look at a Pfizer. I mean, that trades at 8.5 times earnings, and it's a 50% discount to its peers, and it has an unbelievably strong over 6% dividend yield. So you have a little bit of cushion here. They're going to pay you to wait a little bit with that strong dividend, that you can be a little bit more patient with that name. Some of the others might be a little bit more difficult, but they're making the moves they need to be making, but there are definitely some risks.
Talk to me about your assessment of the Pfizer guidance that has now just been released. All told, I mean, we're not surprised that COVID vaccinations are not as in demand as they used to be. We know about this patent cliff. So all told, what do you make of the guidance and where the company is going? Just treading water or starting to accelerate?
Well, it's funny because, again, this is a stock that's been hated for a couple of years now, and it's finally found over the summer it built a nice base, and it's finally starting to see a little bit of a rally. And the one thing is, if you look at their non-COVID sales, I mean, those were actually expected to be up only 2%, I'm sorry, they're non-COVID sales for next year, and they said they're going to be 4%. So that was actually slightly better than expected. So the fact that Pfizer isn't trading down very much, it's down only slightly, doesn't really surprise me. So I'm actually somewhat encouraged by the company and what the efforts they're trying to make with some cost cutting, acquisitions, and their work on whether it be drug loss drugs or oncology drugs. Again, this is not something where you're going to buy this stock and hope it doubles in the next year, but it might be one that works out real well over the longer term. And again, with this low valuation level and strong dividend yield, it will pay you to wait.
Got to ask you about those obesity drugs. The company's recently acquired Metsera. They're working on a once-a-month weight loss jab. How much have the GLP-1s changed the game in the industry of weight loss drugs?
Well, it's certainly changed things in a major way, and it's something that it looked like too good to be true for a while there, and people were saying it kind of is because I'm injecting all the time on a daily basis, et cetera. This was something that was really cumbersome, and then of course people will say, well, it really didn't last very long. Now with these newer, updated and improved drugs, and the major push for these companies to further improve that experience, obviously keep it safe, make money for these companies in the years ahead, especially as they improve the experience.